Morning. Today we are going to start the rural development. Rural development is required for the development of the economy. Without developing the rural area, we can't develop the economy. First of all, it should be clear in our mind what do we mean by rural development. Rural development means action plan for the socio economic growth of the rural area. Means we have to develop both the areas social as well as the economic growth of the rural area is required. Otherwise, you can't develop the rural area until the social problems as well as the economic participation will not be there of the people of the rural areas. Okay. Now you can see here in your book only they have given the principal lingering challenges are challenge of the rural credit. The people are not able to develop economically because they are not getting the proper credit. Second is the problem which is very typical, that is rural marketing. They are not getting the proper prices for their crops. And another, diversification of the production activity, like which type of activity they can start to earn their livelihood or to increase their livelihood, because too many months they remain without work in the agriculture sector. The need for organic farming. Okay, this much are the challenges, and these topics we are going to discuss in this chapter. What is the significance of rural development? There is no need to mug up from the book. Easily you can give the points. What is the significance? Without the development of the rural area, we can't develop the economy. We can't increase the GDP, because GDP maximum production is done in the agriculture sector. Okay, then secondary and then tertiary sector. If we will not develop the agriculture sector, we can't develop the economy. GDP growth rate will not be possible. When the growth rate will not be possible, second problem is related to that. National income and per capita income will not increase. If we want to develop agriculture sector, if we want to develop the rural area, we have to spend money. Here the line is given: investment in agriculture infrastructure is now is priority list of the program, because if the better infrastructure facilities will not be provided, production will not increase, per capita income as well as the national income will not increase. Another thing, the GDP maximum contribution comes from the agriculture sector. If this sector will not be developed, we can't provide the better employment opportunities. We can't solve the problem of poverty in a country. So first of all, we have to give more stress to solve the problem of poverty, unemployment, without developing the agriculture sector. Then you can say the social criteria is also there. If we will provide the better infrastructure facilities to the rural people, we can we can solve the problem of illiteracy, because if the better education institution, health institution will be provided. So education, first point we will take. If we are going to provide better education facilities, mainly up to the college level, dropout problem can be solved, or more people will be literate. Okay, then the second is better health facilities. If we will provide the better health facilities to the people, then physically they will be more productive. Population growth rate problem can be solved, and to some extent, when the population problem will be solved, we will be able to solve the problem of the crimes, because people are not getting the better life. That's why they are involved in the crime. Okay, then imbalanced growth is going on. Those who are having money, they are getting rich by day, and those who are living below poverty line. So if we want to improve the standard of living of the people, we have to develop the rural area. If the standard of living will increase, then next generation will also study and they will get the better facilities. Okay, now lingering challenges of rural development or rural credit and agriculture. What do you mean by rural credit? Credit is loan. Rural credit means agriculture credit, the credit which is given for farming as well as for the aligned services. Credit which is given for agriculture as well as to start the aligned services. Which are the aligned services? Poultry farming, mushroom farming, beef farming, cottage industries. All these will come in the category of the aligned industries. Okay, why the credit is required? Why there is a requirement of the rural credit? First, the most important is the farm. In the villages, most of the people are either landless people, or they are having the small fields, or they are working as a marginal farmer. What do you mean by marginal farmer? They are getting the work when there is a requirement, otherwise they are not getting the work. So they are not getting regular income. When they are not getting the regular income, they are not having the income for further investment. Okay, they are not getting too much surplus. When they are not getting surplus, they can't get the money for further investment, and without investment the agriculture area can't be developed. Next, the period between sowing and harvesting. Gestation period is very long, and in those times maximum people remain without the job, so they are not getting income. When they are not getting income, they require the credit to purchase the seed, fertilizer, pesticides for the domestic purpose, also marriage, death, or other religious ceremonies. They require the loan. Now, mainly for development activity, for investment activity, or to satisfy the basic requirement, loan is required by the villagers. So there are three categories of the loan. First is the short-term loan. Short-term loan, the time period you will underline. The time period is 6 to 12 months. Time period is 6 to 12 months. This type of loan is mainly taken to purchase a seed, fertilizer, pesticide, insecticide, making payments of the electricity bills. Time period is 6 to 12 months. Then short-term credit. Short-term credit time period is 12 months to 5 years. 12 months to 5 years. This is mainly taken for the purchase of machinery, construction of the fences, digging the well. This is called short term. Then third is the long term. Long term time period is 5 years to 20 years. It is mainly to purchase the land and to make the permanent structure on the land. They want to store the commodity for the animals, or whatever the output they got, they want to store and wait for the increase in the price for that time period. If they want to develop the storage facility, then they can take the long term credit. Okay, they can take the long term credit. Now the next one is from where they can get the credit. There are two sources of credit. One is the non-institutional. What do you mean by non-institutional? These are, you already read in the 10th class, formal and informal sources of credit. This is informal source. In this, the loan is taken from landlord, villagers, moneylender, and you know they charge very high rate of interest, but the collateral is not required in this one. You have not to give any collateral for this type of loan. And most of the farmers, they are not having the regular income. That's why they are prefer to purchase the loan from this. In India, in starting off the first 5-year plan, 93% total loans were taken from the non-institutional sector. Okay, after that, now the government is opening the banks in the rural areas to provide the loan to the people. Institutional sources, in this all the banks, government institution, commercial banks will come, and in the starting of the first 5-year plan, only 7% people were getting the loan from the formal sector. But now the government is providing more facilities, and now there are the cooperatives, self-help group are also there. So 15% they are providing, 70% commercial banks are providing. Then regional rural bank and the cooperatives are the main source of the formal sector loan in the rural area. Okay, cooperatives and the self-help groups and regional rural banks, which are getting direct financial help from the RBI, under the control of RBI, they are providing loan on the subsidized rate of interest. Grameen Bank, Krishi banks, these are not a commercial banks, so they are under the control of RBI and providing loan on the lesser rate of interest. So there are two sources. One is the institutional, another one is the non-institutional sources. Tomorrow we will discuss in detail what will come in the institutional sources.